What is up YouTube, Ultimate here, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to almost 100% guarantee yourself getting a SNES Classic. So I know a lot of people are going to think that this is clickbait, but this information is valid, and this information is not going to be telling you guys to go off and stand in line for 6 to 8 hours. That's absolutely ridiculous. I've gone off and used this method many times, like many times. I use this to get amiibos, I use this to get my Nintendo Switches, and it worked. I ended up getting my friends 2 Nintendo Switches at retail price, and I also got myself one at retail price. It was just good. This is the best method for doing so. I made a video on how to do this for back in the day for the Nintendo Switch. That was about 5 months ago. A lot of people liked it, and there's obviously a lot of people that did not see the video, and it still is valid for the SNES Classic, so here it is. So, I'm just going to be going over the SNES Classic shenanigans and explaining how the whole method works. So, on August 22nd, 2017, the SNES Classic first went up to pre-order on bestbuy.com. I ended up getting my personal pre-order there, and then after that, I was looking for a backup pre-order. I was going to get one from Amazon.com, but supposedly they're going to be going off and doing orders at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, and I decided that it wasn't really worth staying up for a potential pre-order, so I decided to go to sleep around 2 a.m. I woke up, found out that Amazon already did their pre-orders and everything, so I was just like, that kind of sucks, but oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Better luck next time, essentially. So I waited around, and I did some Photoshop work, I did some video editing, and then 1 o'clock hit, and Target ended up doing their pre-orders. Target pre-orders sold out within literally a minute, right? The second they went into stock, I was there, I was clicking, and I got into the cart, but I forgot my username and password for Target.com, so I was unable to get it. I also sent a few texts to my friends saying, hey guys, it's in stock right now, go and get it. And it didn't work out too well because they weren't near their computers. So Target sold out, and I was completely screwed on that. Then GameStop had their restock happen. Or I shouldn't say restock, they had their pre-orders happen. About 5 minutes later, it got to the point where literally the entire website crashed. And this all happened mainly because of the fact that there's this thing called the Tai Ding bot. The Tai Ding bot went off and is this bot that goes off and buys high demand items. And it essentially will buy 20 to 30 items within literally seconds, because it just automatically knows how to fill out all the forms, and the second it comes in stock, it's like boom, boom. The Tai Ding bot essentially uses this method that I'm going to show you guys here, but it's an automated bot, so it can also fill out your payment information, which is this bot, I shouldn't say bot, this method is so much better and so much more ethical, because it's really just going off and you're doing it yourself. So it's kind of the same concept, but a little bit different, because obviously this is free. The other one you have to pay $110, and it's most likely a scam in general. But yeah, so this is what you're going to need, right? You're going to need to go off and get Google Chrome or Firefox. Most likely you already have one of those, and you're going to need to download the extension called Auto Refresher. Now, what Auto Refresher does is that it refreshes whatever page that you have it set on every 4 to 5 seconds. So this is the main thing that you need to understand, is that websites, they do micro restocks. Micro restocks will only happen for about like 1 to 2 minutes, and then they'll sell out. And they'll release generally about 100 to 200 to 300 units. And this is how Target.com started doing their basically SNES Classic pre-orders, and no one knew about it. There's a few people that were commenting about it in now in stock, and that's the reason why I started thinking about it too, because the second they went up for pre-order, they eventually sold out, and then they still had the red button that said add to cart, but every single time you clicked add to cart, it'd say, oops, this item's out of stock. But they still had that for hours on end. And I started thinking about this, and like, this seems like they're actually doing micro restocks. So I tested it, and I also told a friend about it, and it turns out that they were. So I had the page running, and it kept on refreshing, and because Target.com had this weird setup to where it kept on saying it was in stock, but it said oops, what I did was, I thought it was pretty clever, I went off and had the auto refresher happening every 5 seconds, and I also put my mouse, I ended up making a mouse macro, which had it where it clicks, or left clicked every 5 seconds. So it'd refresh the page, and then it'd click, and then it would say, oops, this item's out of stock. Refresh, click, oops, out of stock, and eventually it got to the point where sooner or later it finally added to my cart. The second it did, I went to checkout, I got through all the payment stuff, and the only reason why I did not get my backup reservation is because my damn cell phone. So what ended up happening, right, is that I have PayPal two-step verification on my phone. And what two-step verification does, is for anyone who doesn't use PayPal, is whenever you go off and you make a purchase using PayPal, it will send a text message to your phone asking you, hey, did you make this purchase? And please input this number into whatever place you're trying to make this purchase on. So it'll give you a 6-digit PIN, and you have to enter that PIN on the website. Well, that takes about 10 to 20 seconds. Actually, it takes about 10 seconds to receive the text. You have to read it, and then you have to type in the code. So that's about like 20 to 25 seconds. Especially on these micro restocks that sell out within minutes. It's very, time is very important. So it ended up booting me out, but I did have a friend who ended up doing the exact same method what I stated. And I was talking to him, and he ended up getting the order. So I'm going to be showing his order right here. And he used this method. And I've already used this method before, right? It works. Like, to the people who are saying that it doesn't work, it works. Like, I did a video about this 5 months ago for the Nintendo Switch. Where, let me show it to you guys right here. Right? And essentially, for Walmart.com, it didn't have that whole add to cart button where you had to go off and use a mouse macro. This is just going off and using auto refresher. I had it set, I think, for 2 to 3 seconds here, because I didn't actually have to worry about the whole oops situation. That's the reason why I had it set on 5 seconds. But you just go off and you have it set to auto refresh. It'll refresh the page over and over again. It will feel like a lot of time goes by, but you can also multitask. I have 2 monitors, so I just go off and have it on the side, auto refreshing. And I do something on for video editing, Photoshop, something along those lines to keep me busy, but I always keep an eye on it. And that's a very important thing. Now, so many people are going to ask, when's the right time to use this? And that's literally the best question possible. When is the best time to use this? And the best time to use this is after basically a restock happens. If you use this method right now, as we're currently talking, and it's not restocked in basically 2 hours ago, it's not going to work. You're going to be refreshing a page for zero reason whatsoever, and you're going to be wasting a lot of time, and you're going to get frustrated. You're going to use this method the next time, or wave 2, or wave 3, or wave 4 hits. When Walmart.com does a restock that Now in Stock notifies everyone about, you're going to want to then put this on that page and then just let it run. And then keep your eye on it. Because if they've done one restock, there's a very high possibility. I'm like talking about 70-80% that they're going to be doing micro restocks for at least 6 hours. For at least 6 hours, they'll be doing micro restocks. Very high possibility. So if you use this method and you do it right, you will get a SNES Classic pre-order. If you like this video, please make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Please share this video, because if you share this to, like, even if this video gets 100,000 views, there's more than enough SNES Classics to go around, and I doubt it will get 100,000 views. But still, it's not going to hurt anyone by sharing this information, and it's not going to reduce your chances, because I know a lot of people think that for some reason. But to the people who still find this skeptical, again, this works. I've gone off and done this multiple times. I did it for Amiibos. I did it for the not the SNES Classic. I did it for the freaking Nintendo Switch, and then I did it for the SNES Classic, but I did not succeed. My friend succeeded. That's why you saw his order number right over here. And let me minimize this video. And that's just basically what it comes down to, is it comes down to effort. If you're willing to put the effort in, you're going to get rewarded. There was another thing I wanted to say. The thing I wanted to say is that there's so many people that are going off and saying that pre-orders are done for the SNES Classic, I'm never going to get one, etc. You're wrong. If you believe that, you're just blatantly wrong. The SNES Classic pre-orders might be done for the release launch, but there's going to be more pre-orders in the future. We already know from Nintendo that the item's going to be discontinued on December 31st. That means from now to December 31st, they're going to be continuing to manufacture them, and there's going to be continuing of sales of them. After the release, it's going to be just like the Nintendo Switch. They're going to put orders back up for pre-order, or essentially just regular standard orders, because they won't be technically pre-orders, but you're essentially going to be able to buy them online again, and you'll be able to go off and use this information. So it doesn't matter if you're watching this after September 29th. It doesn't matter if you're watching this a year from now, right? This information still is valid, because even if the N64 Classic comes out, right, you can still use this exact same method. You can use this method for buying a freaking iPhone 8. You can use this method for buying the iPhone 9. Essentially, as long as refreshing exists, as long as they do micro restocks, which they're going to, because that is the most efficient way of stopping bots and everything from instantly buying it up and allowing people to go off and get it at certain times, then this method will still be valid. So as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and peace out.